Welcome to the Icefields Parkway and this, the ultimate travel guide. In this video, I'll show you how to get here, how to get around, where to stay, where to eat, and what there is to do and see in one of the most beautiful and awe-inspiring roads in North America. To get to the Parkway, you can either start your journey in Jasper to the north or Lake Louise to the south. This beautiful section of the Canadian Rockies is one of the most beautiful drives in the world and starts in Jasper and ends in Lake Louise, or the opposite would be true, starting in Lake Louise and ending in Jasper. The entire stretch of this 227-kilometer long Icefield Parkway is connected by Highway 93, aptly named the Icefield Parkway, which is a double-lane highway that winds along the Continental Divide. Accommodation is easy to find at either end of the Parkway in Jasper or Lake Louise. Of course, the town of Banff, which is only about 30 minutes further south from Lake Louise, has nearly 4,000 hotel rooms. In addition to the lodging in Banff, Lake Louise, and Jasper, in the Parkway there is accommodation at Sunwapta Falls, the Glacier View Lodge right at the Columbia Icefield, and the Crossing Resort at Saskatchewan River Crossing. If you prefer camping, you will find some of the most amazing campgrounds in both Banff and Jasper National Parks, and of course, within the Icefield Parkway as well. If you're starting your journey in the north, you'll begin in Jasper. This beautiful town is full of friendly locals and wildlife as well, and is surrounded by some of the most beautiful natural attractions you can ever hope to see. These attractions include Moraine Lake, Moraine Canyon, and the Jasper Skytram, among its many highlights. Not too far from Jasper, you will find two of the most beautiful waterfalls in the Rockies, Athabasca Falls and Sunwapta Falls. Athabasca Falls is about 32 kilometers south of the Jasper town site and very easy to get to. There is ample parking, although of course in the summer it does tend to fill up quickly. The falls is an easy walk from the parking lot. A little further south from Athabasca Falls is Sunwapta Falls. There are two main falls, the upper and lower falls. Once again, there's plenty of parking, but the summer finds these parking lots fairly full. So getting there early in the morning, like I did, makes sense. The falls are accessible by a short walk from the parking lot. In my opinion, the star attraction of Jasper National Park, and of course, the Icefields Parkway, is the Columbia Icefield. The Columbia Icefield is one of the largest ice fields in North America, covering an approximate area of 325 square kilometers, and is perhaps the most incredible attraction in the Canadian Rockies. The must-do adventure is the Icefield Tour, which utilizes a specialized ice explorer vehicle designed to traverse the rugged terrain of the Glacier. These things cost over $1.3 million and have a top speed of, wait for it, 30 kilometers per hour. The tour includes the Glacier Skywalk, which is either exhilarating or terrifying, depending on how you feel about heights. The observation platform has a glass floor and hangs over 900 feet above the valley floor. It really is a wonderful attraction and engineering marvel. You can also partake in a more detailed guided tour of the glacier if you want more information about the research and preservation of this fragile ecosystem. A few final tips. Tours are available from May to late September. They're busy, so reserve your tickets well in advance and take warm clothing. Glaciers are cold. When you leave the ice field and continue south, take the time to enjoy the gorgeous surroundings. The drive itself and the views are definitely worth the price of admission. The Crowfoot Glacier Lookout is another one of the beautiful places to see epic scenery. From this pullover viewpoint on the Icefields Parkway, you can see the icy behemoth of Crowfoot Glacier that's nestled on the rocky flanks of Crowfoot Mountain. Not far from the Glacier, in fact, only about 5 kilometers south is Sunwapta Pass. This beautiful area marks the boundary between Jasper and Banff National Parks and the entry into Banff. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. Thanks. Heading south, we enter Banff National Park and find the Big Bend. This is a hairpin turn that offers yet more spectacular views of the valley and river. And oh yes, the incredible mountains as well. Another site that is easy to stop off at is the Weeping Wall, which is a set of cliffs which are about 1,000 feet high at the western base of Cirrus Mountain. It looks like the mountains are crying, and hence the name, the Weeping Walls. Bridal Veil Falls is another waterfall that is easily accessible by vehicle. You can view the falls from a designated viewpoint or even hike so close that you can feel the mist in your face. Saskatchewan River Crossing is the midway point between the towns of Jasper and Banff. It's also a beautiful location tucked in at the base of the towering Mount Wilson. There's also a hotel here called the Crossing Resort, a restaurant, general store, gas station, and if you're driving an electric vehicle, an EV charging station. The world-famous Pato Lake is definitely worth a visit and is easy to get to. I do remember the first time I saw this lake, which was about 45 years ago, and the one thing that stood out then and now is the color. It's a brilliant turquoise blue. The lake is about 40 kilometers north of Lake Louise and offers one of the most spectacular viewing points in all of Canada. And if you look carefully, you can see the lake is shaped somewhat like a wolf. The hike to the lookout takes about 10 minutes or so. The area underwent a massive renovation, improving the infrastructure, including adding more parking, replacing old bathrooms, and adding a new viewing platform. Yet another one of the gorgeous lakes in the Icefields Parkway and Banff National Park is Bow Lake. This is one of the easiest lakes to get to as the highway travels right alongside the lake. There is a lodge here called the Lodge at Bow Lake and a restaurant for dinner. The area offers wonderful hiking, surrounded by, of course, incredible views. And finally, we reach the end of the road. Well, at least the end of the road for the Icefields Parkway. But what an ending it is. The beautiful Lake Louise. Well, what can you say about Lake Louise that hasn't already been said? It's gorgeous. It has all kinds of accommodation, including my favorite place to stay in Banff or Jasper, the Pato Lake Louise. Wonderful hiking, including my favorite hike, which is the gorgeous hike to Lake Agnes and the tea house up at Lake Agnes, and some of the best skiing in the world at the Lake Louise Ski Resort. Next to Lake Louise is another world-famous lake, Moraine Lake. But be aware, you cannot drive to Moraine Lake anymore, unfortunately. You need to catch a shuttle bus to get there. If you do go, you'll be rewarded with awe-inspiring views and miles of great hiking. Within an hour of Lake Louise is the beautiful Yoho National Park to the west, and further south, the Bow Valley Parkway, Johnston Canyon, and of course, the iconic town of Banff. Many visitors to this gorgeous area of the world come with the hopes of seeing wildlife. And you will. The Icefields Parkway has caribou, elk, moose, mountain goats, bighorn sheep, wolves, and bears, both black and grizzlies. Now, an important word about bears. Be safe. Respect their distance, respect the fact that they're wild animals, and take all notices very seriously. If you do hike, carry bear spray. Do not mess around with bears. So there you go, the Icefields Parkway. If you're heading to Banff or Jasper, please watch my detailed travel guides on those incredible parks.